Hello, hello, hello. Wow, long time no see. Well, maybe. Oh, there's a weekend. I'm not available. Sorry. Okay, from now on, I think I have plenty of time to continue reading our book. Okay, let's do the uh, vocabulary review. Remark upon unsound business practice. Embark 是狗叫是吧？Embark 开始从事上船啊，开始干啥？Upon remark on a serious discussion, embark on a war ，embark on a life of crime. Oh my god. Embark on some business practice. Paralyze 瘫痪麻痹。Paralyze okay paralyze play mischief play mischief with mischief oh British English mischief American mischief weak wreak havoc recover with have recover with down payment 首付款 down payment okay down payment okay let's review wow go paradise with good reason last chapter I think uh we learned something about the realistic market and it's a cartel within a cartel. Mhm. Summary, okay, let's do summary. Our present day problems within saving and loan industries can be traced back to the Great Depression of 1980s. Americans were become impressed by the theories of socialism and soon embraced the concept that it was proper for government to provide benefits for its citizens and to protect them against economic hardship. 这不跟现在一样吗？如果不是川普上台的话，这个社会主义思潮将把美国彻底给撕裂。这是一个披着羊皮的狼，这是一个伪装的外衣。所谓的权利，这就是它的核心的本质，就是权利的私有。权利是彻彻底底私有的，那个财富是彻彻底底公有的。但是财富公有是什么意思？就是当权者，因为有权利的人，他有权利。作为普通的 citizen，你没有权利，那你没有权利，权利是公有的，你没有权利来保护你的私有财产，因为财产是公有的嘛。那就是说，谁有权利，谁就拥有这些财富。所以这就是社会主义的本质。所有的他宣传的 propaganda，所有的都是 propaganda，就是吹牛，最大的就是说假话。Under the Hoover and the Roosevelt administrations, new government agencies were established which purported to protect deposits in the S&Ls and to subsidize home mortgage for the middle class. These measures distorted the laws of supply and demand the laws of supply and demand. And from that point forward, the housing industry was moved out of the free market and into the political arena. 对，所有的东西就是让你讲政治，讲政治就是站队，没有对错，政治正确，这就是所谓的政治正确，就是来源于此，就是站队，没有逻辑，没有逻辑判断，就是一拨人压迫另一拨人，谁掌握权力谁最厉害，这就是 socialism 的核心本质。Once the pattern of government intervention had been established, there began a long, unbroken series of federal rules and regulations that were the source of wonderful, purposeful managers. 这些钱，你有权利，你就可以通过各种手段来获得这些资产，这就是社会主义里边的一个很普遍的一个现象，叫权力寻租。权力寻租就是把权力变现的一种方式，它会通过各种渠道来变现，这就是社会主义的本质。所以为什么现在川普上台之后要大力的去整治这个 deep state， 社会主义本质就是这样，很恐怖。只有真正的在社会主义国家的人，the people who lived in the socialism country, they really know what's the real of socialism. But the people in America, especially the American people, okay, they don't know the socialism. They just read the books, read the news or something propagandas from the media, the mainstream media, and they feel like, oh, socialism, maybe socialism is great. I like it. I like it. If you live in a socialism country, oh, you have no right to speak freedom. You have no right to speak. Uh-huh. So if you want to speak something you don't like, okay, the people who have power will make you to the jail. So Americans, uh, be careful. Right now, the socialism countries, they buy lots of mainstream medias to propaganda, especially for the university. You know, lots of big university, favorite university in America. They have lots of money from socialist country. When these ventures failed and when the value of real estate began to drop, many SNLs became insolvent. The Federal Insurance Fund was soon depleted, and the government was confronted with its own promise to bail out these companies, but not have any money to do it. The response of the regulators was to create accounting gimmicks whereby insolvent thrifts could be made to appear solvent and thus continue in business. This postponed the inevitable and made matters considerably worse. Failed SNLs continued to lose billions of dollars each month and added greatly to the ultimate cost of bailouts, all of which would eventually had to be paid by the common man out of taxes and inflation. The ultimate cost of the ultimate 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 or ultimate. Okay, the ultimate cost is estimate at over $1 trillion. Oh my God, $1 trillion. Congress appears to be unable to act and is strangely silent. This is understandable. Many representatives and senators are the beneficiaries of generous donations from the SNLs. But perhaps the main reason is that Congress itself is the main culprit in this crime. In either case, the politicians would like to talk about something else. In the larger view, the SNL industry is a cartel within a cartel. Okay, this is the main idea. Cartel in a cartel. The fiscal fee fiasco could never have happened without the cartel called the Federal Reserve System, standing by to create the vast amount of bailout money pledged by Congress. Okay. 蛇鼠一窝. Okay. Let's read the new chapter. Nearer to the heart's desire. You are my desire. The 1944 meeting in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, at which the world's most prominent 著名的重要的 prominent socialists established the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank as mechanism for eliminating 排除 eliminate for eliminating gold from world finance. The hidden agenda behind the IMF, okay, IMF 要登场了 World Bank revealed as the building of world socialism. The rule of the Federal Reserve is bringing that about. Okay. 1944 meeting in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, at which the world's most prominent socialists established the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank as mechanism for eliminate eliminating gold from world finance. The hidden agenda behind the IMF World Bank revealed as the building of world socialism. The rule of the Federal Reserve is bringing that about. Okay. Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. 翻译成中文并解释翻译细节。布伦顿森林召开的会议，前决定经济合作和重建提供框架。Prominent socialism 社会主义者，省略 prominent mutualisms for 避免生意机制目的 hidden agent 隐藏的议程 bring that about 这是一次社会主义者建立国际货币基金组织的会议。Okay. As we have been, the game called bailout has been played over and over again in the rescue of large corporations, domestic banks, and saving and loans institutions. The pretense 假装 pretense. Okay, some new words. Prominent. Okay, prominent socialism. Prominent 主要的，重要的。Socialist established. The normative fund. Okay, and another one. Estimating 终结了。eliminate终结了。eliminate okay, eliminate 终结了。Okay, and there's another one. Pretense. The pretense has been that these measures were necessary to protect the public. Oh, pretend. Pretend 不是这个词。Pretend 假装，对 pretend. Oh my god, pretend. Okay, pretend. Okay, pretend. The pretense to protect the public. 老一招啊。 The result, however, has been just the opposite. The public has been exploited. 透露、开发、发挥、滥用。Exploited. As billions of dollars have been expropriated through tax and inflation. Exploited. This is a noun. Transitive verb. 开发、发挥、滥用。OK. The power has been exploited as billions of dollars have been expropriated. Exploit. 没有这个听 exploit. OK. Exploit. 滥用。Expropriate. Expropriate. 征用，顺手带走。Through tax. Expropriate. Expropriate through tax and inflation. The money has been used to make up losses that should have been paid by the failing banks and corporations as the penalty for mismanagement and fraud. Well, this was happening in our hometown stadium. The same game was being played in the international arena. There are two primary differences. One is that the amount of money at stake in the international game is much larger through a complex tangle of bank loans. Tangle 巨大的缠是什么？纠缠在一起的。Tangle up 缠在一起的。Tangle complex tangle of bank loans, subsidies, and grants. The Federal Reserve is becoming the lender of the last resort for virtually the entire planet. The other difference is that instead of claiming to be protectors of the public, the players have emblazoned across the backs of their uniforms saviors of the world. 哇，世界的拯救者 embraced 醒目的展示 Oh my god 不要脸了呗 emblazon 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 across the backs of their uniforms. Oh my god. Okay. Between Bretton Woods, an attack on gold. Oh my god. The game began at an international meeting of financiers, politicians, and theoreticians held in July of 1944 at the Mount Washington Hotel in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. Officially, Officially, it was called the United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference, but is generally referred to today as simply the Bretton Woods Conference. Two international agencies were created at the meeting: the International Monetary Fund and its sister organization, the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, commonly called World Bank, 世界银行、世界发展银行，就叫世界银行。Okay. The announced purpose of these organizations were admirable. The World Bank was to make loans to war-torn and underdeveloped nations so they could build stronger economics. The IMF, International Monetary Fund, was to promote monetary cooperation between nations by maintaining fixed exchange rates between their currencies, but the method by which this goal was achieved was less admirable. It was to terminate the use of gold as the basis of international currencies exchange and replace it with a politically manipulated paper instead. Politically manipulated paper. Politically manipulated paper. 法币，黄金被法币代替。In other words, it was to allow governments to escape the discipline, 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 discipline 啊，纪律、惩罚。Discipline, discipline, 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 discipline. Okay. Of gold. So they could create money out of nothing without paying the penalty of have their currencies drop in value on world markets. Oh my God. Prior to this conference, currencies were exchanged in terms of their gold value, and the arrangement was called the Gold Exchange Standard, 金本位. This is not the same as gold standard, in which a currency is backed by gold. 黄金交换准则和金本位是两个概念。It was merely that the exchange ratios of the various currencies, most of which were not backed by gold, were determined by how much gold they could buy in the open market. Their values, therefore, were set by supply and demand. Politicians and bankers hated the agreement because it was beyond their ability to manipulate, 控制 manipulate. Okay, let's manipulate, 重音在这边 manipulate, okay? In the past, it had served as a remarkably efficient mechanism, but it was a strict disciplinary, as John Kenneth Galbraith observed. 原来不好控制啊，现在好操控了。The Bretton Woods arrangements sought to recapture the advantages of gold standard currencies that were exchangeable at stable and predictable rates into gold and thus at stable and predictable rates into each other, and this it sought to accomplish while minimizing the pain imposed by the gold stand on countries that were buying too much, selling too little, and thus losing gold. Oh my god. Sought. Seek. Sought. This is seek. Seek. Sought. Sought to recapture the advantage of the gold stand currencies that were exchangeable at stable and predictable rates into gold, and thus at stable and predictable rates into each other. And this is sought to accomplish while minimize the pain imposed by the gold standard on countries that were buying too much, selling too little, and thus losing gold. Okay. The method by which this was to be accomplished was exactly the method devised 创造发明创造 devised on JEKYLL Island to allow American banks to create money out of nothing without paying the penalty of having their currencies devalued by other banks. It was the establishment of a world central bank, which would create a common fiat money. Fiat 巨大的法令 fiat 批准 a common fiat 法币fiat money for all nations, and then require them to inflate together at the same rate. 这就是国家可以创造法币，创造无穷无尽的法币，然后来 inflate. This was to be a kind of international insurance fund, which would rush that fiat money to any nation that temporarily needed it to face down a run on its currency. Oh my god. It's horrible. It wasn't born with all these features fully developed, just as the Federal Reserve wasn't fully developed when it was born. That, nevertheless, was the plan, and it was launched with all the structures in place. Oh my god. The theoreticians who drafted this plan were the well-known Fabian socialism from England, John Maynard Keynes, and the Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Treasury, Harry Dexter White. OK， 这是两个创造者。The Fabian socialism. OK， 好 ，Oh my god，看这两个大人物是谁？我们看一下这两个大人物是谁。费边社会主义者约翰什么凯恩斯John Maynard Keynes 就是凯恩斯主义。Harry Dexter White Dexter the well-known Fabian 实现社会主义的政治派别。我的妈呀，这个居然是社会主义者！Oh my god，这居然是社会主义者那个什么的。知道真的是 ，Oh my god。 The Fabians were an elite 著名的是吧？社会精英 elite 统治精英。The Fabians was an elite group of intellectuals who formed a semi-secret social society for the purpose of bringing socialism to the world. Oh my god! Bring socialism to the world. Oh my god, horrible. Whereas communists wanted to establish socialism quickly through violence and revolution, the Fabians preferred to do it slowly through propaganda and legislation. The word socialism was not to be used. Instead, they would speak of benefits for the people, such as welfare, 福利 welfare, medical care, higher wages, and better working conditions. In this way, they plan to accomplish their objective without bloodshed, and even without serious opposition. They scorned the communists. They scorned the communists not because they disliked their goals, but because they disagree with their methods. The emphasize the importance of gradualism. They adopt the turtle as the symbol of their movement. The three most prominent leaders in the early days were Sidney and Beatrice Webb and George Bernard Shaw. A stained glass window in Beatrice Webb House in Surrey, England is especially enlightening. Across the top appears the last line from Omar Khayyam, a stained glass window. Stained glass, 彩色玻璃，无字彩色玻璃，这什么意思？这什么意思呢？这是什么意思呢？A stained glass. Across the top appears the last line from Dear love, couldst thou and I with fate conspire to grasp this sorry scheme of things entire? Would we not shatter it to bits and then remove it near to the nearest of height? 什么意思啊？这是有诗吗？天哪，我看看这是什么？这是什么意思啊？这是一首鲁拜集诗歌的英译本哈。翻译自波斯特氏。亲爱的，若我能与命运共谋，全然掌握这人另一涵的世界图谱，我们岂不将其打得粉碎，然后重塑它，使其更尽人心所愿？哈哈，明白了，这不就是打破旧世界的秩序，创造一个新的世界秩序吗？这就是共产主义，就是这样子的吗？哎呀， 共产主义啊，很恐怖啊，社会主义很恐怖啊。哎呀，社会主义 business, the line ruminated nearer the heart's desire. The mural depicts 描画 depict Shaw and Webb striking the earth with hammers. Oh my God, striking the earth with hammers across the bottom. The masses knee in worship of a stack of books advocating the theories of socialism, stumbling his nose at the decline masses. They Dosser, 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 Dosser. English. Dosser, 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 Mass or in G. Wells, who, after creating the Fabians, denounced them as the new Machiavellians. The most revealing comment, however, is the Fabian's crest, which appears between Shaws and Webb. It was a wolf. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing. 披着羊皮的狼。It is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It was a wolf. Communist moles. Moles. 内奸。鼹鼠内奸。Harry Dexter White was America's chief technical expert and the dominant force at the conference. He eventually became the first executive director for the United States at the IMF. An interesting footnote to this story is that White was simultaneously a member of the Council on Foreign Relations and a milieu of communism as pioneering in Washington, while he served as Assistant Secretary of the Treasury. 这职务。And even more interesting is that the White House was informed of the fact that when President Truman appointed him to his post, oh my God, the FBI had transmitted to the White House detailed proof of White's activities on at least two separate occasions, serving as the technical secretary and the Bretton Woods conference was Virginia's Frank Coyle, a member of the same espionage ring to which White belonged. Coyle later became the first secretary of the IMF. 这帮人就是，哎呀 ，My God！OK， 我们看一下这到底是干嘛的。看一看他到底是干嘛。这个人这么牛，还是有预谋的。我感觉这里面背后这个故事有趣的主角是担任财政部长之间，同时也是美国对外委员会的成员，也是华盛顿一个共产主义间谍组织的成员。更有趣的是， 白宫已经获知这一事实。Oh my god！间谍组织 simulate 是什么？天呐，天呐，天呐，天呐！ An interesting footnote to this story is that White was simultaneous 同时 simmer simultaneously simultaneously a member of the Council of Foreign Relations and a member of a communist as pioneer as as pay P as peer as peer as peer as peer Nage， 我的妈 ！espionage espionage espionage espionage， 看一下，噔噔噔噔噔噔噔，这是世纪被搞了吗？这是
espionage
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 espionage OK espionage， a member espionage ring communist espionage ring
communist espionage ring
communist espionage ring， 哈哈。was informed that the fact when President Truman approached him to the FBI had transmitted the White House detailed proof of White's activities at the last two separate occasions. Oh my God! Serving as the technical secretary at Wood Conference was the veteran Franco. Okay, a member of the same espionage ring to which I belong. 这全是共产主义间谍 thus completely hidden from public view. There was a complex drama taking place in which the intellectual guiding lights at Bretton Woods conference were Fabian socialism and communists. Although they were in disagreement over method, they were in preferred harmony. Harmony, 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 on goal, international socialism, international socialism. There were undoubtedly other reasons for communists to be enthusiastic enthusiastic about the amendment were back, despite the fact that the Soviet Union elected at the time not to become a member. The goal of organizations, the goal of the organization was to create a world currency, 世界统一货币, a world central bank, and a merchandising to control the economics of all nations. In order for these things to happen, the United States would of necessity have to surrender its dominant position. In fact, it would have to be reduced to just one part of the collective whole. That fit in quite nicely with the Soviet plan. Soviet 苏联 Soviet 啊，这叫苏联，虽然这个 Soviet plan. Furthermore, the World Bank was seen as a vehicle for moving capital from the United States to other industrialized nations to the underdeveloped nations, the very ones over which Marxists have always had the greatest control. They look forward to the day when we would pay their bills. It has all come to pass. Oh my god. 这就是嘛，原来世界货币基金组织和世界银行居然是在苏联社会主义间谍的这些人建立的。Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so horrible, so horrible. Okay. The IMF structure and funding 看一下这个 IMF 是怎么说。The International Monetary Fund appears to be a part of the United Nations 联合国 much as the Federal Reserve System appears to be a part of the United States government. But it is entirely independent. It is founded on a quote basis by its member nations, almost 200 in number. The greatest share of capital, however, comes from more highly industrialized nations such as Great Britain, Japan, France, Germany. The United States contributes the most, at about 20% of total. In reality, that 20% represents about twice as much as the member indicates, because most of the other nation contributes worthless currency, which no one wants. The world prefers dollars. One of the routine one of the routine operations at the IMF is to exchange worthless currencies for dollars so weaker countries can pay their international bills. This is supposed to cover temporary cash flow problems. Oh my god. It is a kind of international FDIC which rushes money to a country that has gone bankrupt so it can avoid devaluing its currency. The transactions are seldom paid back. Although escape from the golden exchange standard was the long-range goal of the IMF, the only way to convince nations to participate at the outset was to use gold itself as a backing for its own money supply, at least as a temporary expedient. Expedient. Oh my， 这个这么读啊？适宜的 expedient. As Keynes explained it, I felt that the leading central banks would never voluntarily relinquish the then existing forms of the gold standard. I didn't desire a catastrophe sufficiently violent to shake them off involuntarily. The only practical hope lay, therefore, in a gradual evolution in the forms of a managed world currency. Take the existing gold standard as a starting point. It was illegal for American citizens to own gold at that time. Oh my god. But everyone else in the world could exchange their paper dollars for gold at a fixed price of 35 per ounce. That made it de facto international currency because unlike any other at the time, its value was guaranteed. So at the outside, the IMF adopted the dollar as its own international monetary unit. At the outset. I think that's all for. outset at the outset 最初 at the outset 从一开始 at the outset 刚刚开始的时候 at the outset adopted the dollar. EM adopted the dollar as its own international monetary unit. 看一下啊，这个凯恩斯说的这句话需要好好的翻译一下，需要好好的理解一下。I felt that the leading central banks would never voluntarily 无偿的 volunteer will never voluntarily relinquish 放弃改掉习惯 relinquish relinquish 放弃啊 relinquish voluntarily relinquish the then existing forms of the gold standard. 中央银行永远不会自愿地放弃当时存在的金本位形式 existing forms of the gold standard 金本位 the then existing forms of them. And I didn't desire catastrophe. 这是什么灾难 catastrophe catastrophe 劫难 sufficiently violent to shake them off involuntarily. The only practical hope lay, therefore, in a gradual evaluation in the forms of the managed world currency, taking the existing gold standard as the starting point. 而我也不希望出现剧烈灾难来迫使他们会主动放弃。And I didn't desire a catastrophe sufficiently violent to shake them off involuntarily. The only practical hope lay. 因此，唯一可行的希望在于逐步演变为受管理的世界货币。以现在 The only practical hope lay. 看一下啊。Shake them off involuntarily. 唯一可行的希望 practical hope 类啊类这里的类是什么意思？Take the existing gold standard as the starting point. 存在于类 in gradual evaluation gradual in gradual evolution gradual in a gradual evolution forms of 逐步演变 gradual 逐渐的 gradual evolution 演变 evolution gradual evolution gradual evolution天哪，这个真的是会讲话哈，这个语言表达能力很重要。Okay, that's all for today. Nearer to the heart's desire. 这是用了那首诗的一句话，是吧 ？The heart's desire. 内心最渴望的欲望是，首先第一个讲的是 Brentwood's 布雷顿森林体系对金本位的一个打击。1944年布雷顿森林会议，然后创建了这个世界银行，这个居然是共产主义，不是社会主义的苏联的间谍创建的这么一个组织，它就相当于是一个 cartel，just like Federal Reserve System。这就是把 Federal Reserve System 往扩大化，在国际上开始来那个什么了，往国际上去演变了，但是是社会主义分子创造的。 然后这里边讲的这些基本上是说，就会造成很恶劣的现象。美国提供了20%的，但是相对来讲，虽然数字上是20%，可是有很多别的国家的货币，那些垃圾货币没有人要，他们只想要美金，所以他们提供的钱基本上可以忽略不计。这样的话，美国所占的成本还要再大，比20%的还要大，因为他们人人都想要美元，所以这是一个 communist mode。communist mode 什么 communist？这里边 expedient at the outside gradual evaluation。间谍是怎么说来着？间谍structural funding the rule restrictions overseas country。OK，对这块啊，居然美国政府都知道这个是个社会主义间谍，inform of。Okay, the content had a public review. There was a drama taking place. The intelligence lights of the Brentwood Conference was being socialists and communists, although they were in disagreement over the man. They were in fact a harmony goal. International. OK，这个is Spanish
espionage,
espionage espionage mode espionage，这些都是什么烂人？Gradual evolution。Okay, that's all for today. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow. See you. Bye bye. Okay. Bye. See you. Tomorrow. Paper gold. 纸黄金. Gold is finally abandoned. Trade deficits. The continent of Amazons and doomed but sweet. 就是拼命以前。Okay, that's all. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.